Hello, lovely people. Remember, I have those Helix i5 subwoofers on the front, and as well, I have a front subwoofer. So today, I'm gonna tell you, do I still need this one, or those are gonna be plenty enough? I'm just gonna remind about these. So these are Helix i5 8-inch subwoofers and subwoofers mid-bass drivers in the kicks and infinite baffles. I have one there and the other one is on the other side. And here in the middle, I have a 10-inch Dayton RSS 265HF subwoofer, which is in a sealed enclosure. It's like 0.4, cubic feet or something like that. And it is firing into the passenger side. I needed a subwoofer so that my front could reach the infinite baffle subwoofer in the back. Now, since I installed these, I had questions. Same like other people are asking me, can these reach the IB sub, or do you still need an upfront subwoofer? So they do have a lot of excursion. They're not really sensitive. You need a lot of power, but we'll see. So what I did is I'm going to show you some graphs that I did recently. So this is my house curve that I usually tuned for. And here we can see three graphs. So the purple line, which is this one with the spiky spike, this is my front subwoofer. And the yellow line was the front, whatever I had in there. Was it 6.5? Was it 8? Whatever. So I had a combination of these both drivers giving me this response, which gives me a 45 hertz crossover into the front subwoofer. So I needed that extension. Now, when you play these 8-inch in the kicks not as low, you have quite a lot of performance left on the table. So what I did, I took a target for them so that they would cover all the frequencies all the way down to 45 hertz. And the final curve was this. So this is the final curve for these drivers. And now they're covering everything and they meet with a IB subwoofer like acoustically. It's fine. So I did a full tune because I did replace the DSP, so a full tune was needed because some channels were swapped. I did the impulse response as well. And here you can see two graphs, which one of them is green, one of them is blue. They're overlaying, and one of them is with the front subwoofer, and the other one is a preset without the front subwoofer and the mid bass playing all the way down to 45. In order to do that, what I had to do is, this is when they play all the way down to whatever. So I had to cross them at 30 hertz. So it's just literally just infrasonic. Now, in my review of those drivers, I said that like 50 hertz, 60 hertz is kind of good crossover in order for the distortion not to rise. However, you can play them lower if you don't mind that extra distortion, but even that is only 2%, so it's fine. Now, with this crossover, what I had to do, I had to drop the target quite low as well, because you can see all of it is below 0 minus 3 dB or so, and all of this is even lower than that, because I need only that bottom extension, and the top end had to be chopped off quite a lot. So because of that, the other driver is exactly the same. I had to boost the channel gain all the way up to +5, and it's fine because the EQ curve is below 0 anyway. So when I have the other tune, I'm just gonna swap it. This is with a front subwoofer, and this is how it looks with a front subwoofer. You can see they crossed at 50. There's not a lot of energy here, and I have the level minus 9 dB. So you can see it's like 14-13 dB difference in level when they have to play very, very low. But anyway, I got that eventually, and these two curves, you can see they're identical. So I can flip between two presets with this controller, and I can hear the difference between the system playing with a front subwoofer and playing without the front subwoofer. So what did I hear and what are the differences? Tonality wise, there's no difference. I personally cannot hear the difference between only the front playing and the front sub as well, just because this front subwoofer integrates so well, and the Dayton, the HF line, high fidelity line, is so clean. It has like two shorting rings, it has very low distortion, so it is kind of relatively, I don't want to say low moving mass, but I don't know if low moving mass really actually makes a difference. Now, maybe there would be a difference, oh, it's a bit hot, if I would go to like competition and people would be able to compare it and say like, oh, on one one, the attack is better on, the other is a bit slower or something. But personally, me, I cannot tell the difference. So the difference that I heard, and it's actually less hearing and more feeling, because when I have the mid bass in there, I can feel vibrations over there. So like when I'm driving, I can feel the vibrations coming through the floor, and especially on the pedals. Like there's no direct contact to the pedals, but when you're driving and you have your foot on the pedal, you can feel that vibration because it's transferring so much energy. However, when you play with a front subwoofer, it's the opposite because all the energy is concentrated here. So when I have my hand resting like that while I'm driving, I can feel the vibrations. It's not much, but I can still feel it. It doesn't really transfer to the seat, only that this part kind of a little bit vibrates, and I do have some energy coming through this because this is a little bit, it doesn't rattle, but when you compare it with this on and off, you can hear that something a little bit is coming like from this side. So the image wise, I don't want to say that the image is pulled back by this. The image is kind of pulled into the center due to the tactile feel, not due to the sound. So, like if you lift your hands and don't touch anything and you're just looking straight, I personally cannot tell the difference between when the front up is on and off. I can tell the difference only when I lay my hand and then my attention is tracked to there. And at the same time, when only the front is playing all the way down to 45, your attention is kind of pulled to the kicks just because you have that tactile feel. So I would imagine if you would deaden all that area properly and you would have maybe like aluminum or steel rings instead of MDF, maybe it would be felt a bit less. I'm not sure, but like in summary, I like these drivers. I like them very, very much. They're really cool. Level wise, I am able to crank it up all the way up, and like from this, I don't know if you see, this is a very, very bass heavy curve. So I have, look, 70 is the baseline, and I have 10 plus 20 plus 23 dB down to 30 hertz. So it's a very, very bass heavy curve. And these Helix drivers, yeah, they're surviving. I don't know how long they're gonna survive. I don't know how long they're gonna last, but they're not complaining so far. At least I cannot hear it. So they are handling it fine. And in summary, I'm really, really happy with them. So if you have a infinite baffle subwoofer and you need your front to play very, very low, these would be a perfect fit if you can fit them properly. And I would imagine most 8-inch drivers would do. Even one audio, it would reach the infinite baffle, but I'm not sure about the actual level because you would need to cross them extremely, extremely low or even run it without a high pass, which will limit your output due to excursion. But these, they have 8mm excursion, close to 8mm. They're perfectly fine. So now I'm gonna enjoy them. I'm gonna still run with the front subwoofer and without, just to see if I will be able to hear any other differences. But based on quick listening session, I didn't hear any difference. So to answer the question, do I need the front subwoofer? Nope, not anymore. So that's it. Quick update. Helix i5 drivers, amazing. Highly recommended. And thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.